All right, Brevin. So you probably know this about me, but I'm not really a truck guy.
Not a truck guy. Okay.
All right, so I'm
Yeah,
driving. I'm
right.
driving this massive truck. It's a massive truck. It's a Ram Rebel. It says Rebel
on the back. Yes.
on the back. It's massive. It's a rental because my car's getting fixed. I was driving first of all, I have the seat up close to the steering wheel, and I'm driving this thing like this. Then I was going through an intersection the other day where I didn't have a stop sign, but I didn't realize it until late. And I'm sitting there going, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm in this massive truck and I'm acting like I am just
Why are you
not,
apologizing?
I'm
got the
not
truck.
equipped to be in this truck. Then I tried to go to Sonic. Couldn't pull into the thing. Even put the side mirrors in and couldn't pull in. Just told Keegan, get out and go order it.
I've never been to Sonic.
Really?
Yeah, it was always cool. I drive by, I'm like, oh, that's like, do people really roller skate out and do all of that stuff?
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of cool. I've never been.
Yeah, pretty good. They got a good variety of bad stuff for you. It's awesome.
I live. My bad places are McDonald's and Wendy's. Those are my.
I went to McDonald's last night.
And White Castle.
I quarter pounder and cheesed.
I'm a Big Mac, fish, hamburger person.
Oh, fish. If I'm driving through and just want a snack, I'll get a fish. No question.
You gotta get a number one.
Yeah.
Super size.
And Big Mac's my go-to last night. I was in more of a quarter pounder and cheese mood.
And the thing is, a quarter pounder tastes different than the Big Mac meat. Like it's like a different burger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like.
It's a whole different taste.
Yeah, I didn't. And one day I was like, oh, I'm gonna get a quarter pounder. I was like, I'm gonna stay with the Big Mac. But I'm like, yeah, never been to Sonic.
All right, well, my
truck is too big to pull in.
Truck is terrifying. Luckily, I'm done with the truck here in the next couple of days, and I can get my little car back. So I'm very excited about that.
You'll be excited to whip it around again.
That's right. Welcome to Night Court. I'm Rob Fisher. He's Brevin Knight. You can catch us on Twitter at The Fish Nation, at Brevin Knight 22. Also the show at Night Court 22. It is opening day of the NBA season as we speak to you. We got our sweats on. We're cozy because we're getting on a plane to head to Salt Lake City for opening night tomorrow night as we speak to you. Happy NBA season, man. It's here. Usually about a week out, I'm not ready. I'm excited. I'm excited for it to start. Right. I can't wait for it to start. But I'm not ready. All this travel and all these games and all this stuff, and then all of a sudden, okay. Once you get that itinerary for that first trip, it's kind of the go-to for me. Of all right, let's go. Let's get this going, man.
When we hit that after the last preseason game, and you get those couple days off, it's like this is like our little our all-star break before the season even starts.
Yeah.
Before we get in between preseason and regular season, and it got to a couple days, and it was like, now I'm ready to get going.
Yeah.
Like you said, we got that itinerary. It was like, this year is not a let's ease into it because usually we play in the playoffs. Like, all right, we'll just eat. This is like, all right, let's hit the ground running. Like, yeah. I want to get going, and no better way and no better test for this team to start off in two places that they have not had a lot of success in starting in Utah and then going to Houston. So it's going to be it'll be a nice barometer early for this team.
Yeah, and then looking forward to Saturday night, the home opener against the Orlando Magic. That'll be a lot of fun. At FedEx Forum as well. A little Grizzlies news this week. Scottie Pippen Jr. gets the contract. I don't know anybody that'd say, that's a bad move or anything. I think everybody's happy for him. I mean, the guy has gone out and what he did last season, what he came back and did in Summer League, he truly, I think, earned this this regular NBA standard contract.
He deserved it.
Yeah.
And he's an NBA player.
Yeah.
And he's a player that can help this team. And so when you put all of those variables together, then at the end of the day, it equals, and you have a roster spot, then it equals, let's reward him for what he's been able to do. And so especially in these times where they're going to have to mix and match a little bit with the injuries starting out the year. It's nice to have someone who everybody is comfortable with. It's not someone that they brought in that has to get acclimated, not just to the system, but to the players, to the city. This is someone that's been here. And so I'm very happy for Scottie. It's good. It's also a good message that shows other players out there that you play the right way, you continue to bust your tail, good things can happen. Now, it won't always happen.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many more stories of that don't make it, but this was a story with a nice ending and very deserving.
And I imagine for Scottie Pippen Jr., his dad's legacy and what his dad did in the NBA was, I mean, he's one of the greatest players of all time. That's hard to live up to, for sure. But if it's your dream to play in the NBA and to finally get that deal, that not two-way deal,
Yes,
to get that deal, I mean that had to be. I think he even said it's like a weight off the shoulders a little bit.
right, and it's also he did it his way.
Yeah.
His dad was a different player than he is.
Right.
The size that his dad played with, who his dad played with, also was everything was different. It was nice that he's been able to forge his own way to become a pro,
Yeah.
and at a different position. And he's still learning at the point position and what it takes to continue to be successful. But it's been enjoyable to watch him under the spotlight with because it's not just being a son, it's also having the same name as your dad.
Right.
So a lot of times you may be the son of somebody, but they may have to do some background. When you're a junior, everybody knows exactly who you are. And he's been able to withstand it and have a great career at Vanderbilt and then be able to make the transition into the NBA and in a different way than what he's done while still being himself.
Yeah, and Yuki gets a two-way.
Yeah, I mean, it was a couple of things that became no-brainers once you started to see if there were no trades going to be done. The other guys that were on the team, they guys that would really supplant either of them. And I think Yuki, what he showed in the preseason was that he has the ability to make a team good.
Yeah.
And everybody likes that being around. The fans enjoy what he was able to do, but it wasn't just a spectacle. Sometimes it's oh, look how tall this person. Oh, look how small he is. It's so cute. Look at him running around. He's between lower than everybody. But he made plays.
Right.
Like it was a double whammy for this team, and I thought they made two good moves that are good for this franchise on both teams.
Now Luke Kennard's hurt. So now Jaren's not going to play on opening night.
Right.
And then three of your bench guys are hurt.
Right.
All right. Well, I've talked about this depth being really good. Let's see who's going to step up.
It's put to the test right away.
Right.
I mean, but it was good that we found some guys who may have been outside of that rotation who played well, and notably Jalen Wells.
Yeah.
And what he was able to do. And so you say that, okay, he's able to step in and play. Jake LaRavia, who was a guy that we said there's an opportunity because now we saw him get minutes and have some success. And so I thought the preseason, even though we missed having a lot of the main guys play a lot, the other guys were able to get time. Like, we already know we're going to get from Contar. It's nice to have some stable guys, but Santi Aldama is going to have to step up. But I think they can definitely hold the fort until you start to get guys coming back. And it's going to be very interesting.
And it sounds like Jaren later in the week, hopefully.
Yeah, they talked about him just getting a little bit more conditioning work.
Yeah.
So the good thing with that is that hopefully the worry of how the hamstring is, like, that's a complete non-issue. And now it's just about making sure that you're in some semblance of shape. He won't be in perfect tip-top condition, but you want to at least have a good base. So when he goes out there, he's ready to play.
All right, we go into game one against the Utah Jazz. What's the biggest question with the Grizzlies this season?
The biggest question is how far can this depth take them? Like we talk, that's been the big talk. Yeah, the change in the offense. I mean, those are a couple of sets and much more so schemes of what you want to do.
Right.
That'll take care of itself. Defensively, it looks like the pressure. What we saw in the preseason, there was a lot of up the court pressure. There's a lot of pressure on the ball on the other end. So you see that so their conditioning as a whole for a team, but because you want to play that style, which is up and down, pushing it on the offensive end, but also pressing up, then you have to have multiple bodies be able to step in. And so it's going to be very interesting to see how well that depth is able to pay off for this team. But also, it's just to see the three-headed monster backcourt with Ja, Dez, and Marcus Smart. The 6 games that we may have seen with them together last season, it looked really good in terms of the efficiency of it. So now you just like to see what that looks like spread over time. I think there are a lot of questions. At the end of every question, though, it always ends with, this can still be a contending team.
Yeah.
This is at the end of it is not still another question. It is just that certain things happen and it equals a contender, and that they have all of the pieces for it.
Opening night for us, pretty exciting. It's opening night. It's the first game. It matters. This one's real. Well, when we go on TV, this isn't practice. This is
a pregame show.
This is real stuff, and we got a pregame show, the whole deal. So it's exciting. There will be a different vibe in the building because it's Utah's opening night, and they'll be fired up about it and everything. For a player, is there a different feeling on opening night? I mean, are the juices get going a little bit more? What's it like?
Yeah, but it's also different if opening night on the road for somebody else as opposed to opening night in your building.
Right.
Which is opening night on the road is you have full spoiler mentality because of all the festivities that are going on. And I say on opening night, everybody thinks that they have a chance to win.
Right.
So our regulars 0-0 like everybody else's. So everybody talks about winning the championship, the optimism, what the future look like, what this season. So you want to be able to go in and be that team that sends, unfortunately, a lot of those fans and little kids home with sad faces.
Yeah.
That's the joy in that. But then when you come home, it's almost you're amped, but there's so much stuff going on that you need to be amped to keep up with the atmosphere. And so in order for you to be able to raise that level, then you're going to have to, because you're going to have to do a lot of interviews. They're going to be extra signatures. The team is going to have stuff for you to do. There's just
different introductions.
Exactly. We're going to run it all. We're going to have the lights. We're going to do all this. It's going to be there's going to be a rapper on the floor. It's gonna, there's going to be, so there's so many other things going on that you have to get yourself so mentally ready to win that it's almost a little bit harder to win those games, but you're more amped. It's crazy to say, but it's just you have more stuff to do. Whereas on the roads, like, shit, let's just go out here and spoil.
Yeah.
We sitting over here, they doing all their stuff. How good. Now let's go out and kick some ass.
All right, so let's go take care of business there in Salt Lake City. Look forward to it. Of course, you can watch us on FanDuel Sports Network.
FanDuel Sports Network.
Yeah. All right.
I'm glad we get the blue, too.
I'm glad to have the blue back.
Yeah, all that red used to be all over the screen.
Yeah.
We got Atlanta Hawks show or something.
Yeah, no, we got blue back. FanDuel Sports Network. Check us out.
And nothing changes. So before people start asking, like, oh, is there new? It's the same. Whatever channel you were watching on with Bally Sports is the same channel. The app is, they say it's the same app. Only thing will have happened is your app will change over from Bally's to FanDuel Sports Network. So
very simple.
It should be very seamless.
Yeah.
They've been working hard behind the scenes, what they tell us.
Yeah, but a good look. It's a great look.
It is.
So looking forward to that.
Hey, we got Tyler Cole here. What's your take?
Hold on, let me get this out the way. Hey, fight! So look, I got a take for you today. The Grizzlies are a bigger threat in the West than the Lakers. Speak on it.
Go ahead.
I'm just being real.
Well, first of all,
Originally, I wasn't planning on doing it. I was like, I don't know. I'm not too fun to being in front of a camera. Like, I like taking behind it. I like being behind the camera.
Mm-hmm.
And mom was like, no, you're doing it. And I was like, okay, I can't argue with your mom, man. And the Grizzlies my favorite team. So it's like, there's no arguing here. Like, we can go back and forth regardless.
Tune in to The Anthony Sane Show, Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. weekly on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Just because you have been in someone's life or you run a business where you train people or you do things like that does not make you have the capacity or the capability to understand contractual law. And until the NCAA puts some kind of parameters around who can represent players when it comes to NIL negotiations with collectives, with schools, with whatever, we're going to see this happen all the time because there are people that are involved in those contract negotiations that don't understand contracts and don't understand abiding by contracts and the inner workings and the language of contracts.
If you're a college athlete out there, look at me. Go hire a legitimate agency.
Yes.
To go over your contracts, to get you the money you deserve,
right,
and to let you know the parameters of said contract. You need to hire someone legitimate, or you're going to end up in these types of situations.
100%.
Tune in to On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Clippers are not looking forward to what the questions about Kawhi. He's out indefinitely to start the season with a knee.
I mean, at this point, what do you say? I mean, it's almost like there's no denying the player that he is, but between I think I should only play this amount of games a season to really being injured, to how long it's gonna take you to come back, to out indefinitely again. It's almost getting to a point where you're doing more not playing than playing.
Right.
And at the end of the day, that's over the last.
They're paying a lot of money for that.
Yeah, just last season it was almost like encouraging, like, oh shucks, Kawhi Leonard's playing basketball again. It's like It was cool to see. And then it got to the playoffs, and then he's injured again.
Yeah.
And now even months later, still injured.
Paul George will be reevaluated in the next couple of days to check his left knee.
That one, we saw that one. Like, there's no question. And unfortunately, he's battled injuries himself.
Yeah. Isaiah Hartenstein suffered a small, non-displaced fracture in his left hand. He'll be reevaluated in 5 to 6 weeks.
That's huge because they were really counting on him.
Well, we were talking about what that would do for Holmgren.
Yeah, be able to play a different position because what's the big Daniel Tice? I don't know if he's still there. Remember, they would throw him out there to kind of be a physical big at times. I don't know if he's still there or not, but this, I think they had big hopes for Hartenstein and what he could, the versatility that they would give their team.
All right, you ready for an Anthony Edwards quote?
Anthony Edwards, bro, he's big on quotes right now. What we got?
He said, I told my buddies, I said, if I win a ring in the next 3 to 4 years, I'm going to play football. I could have been a professional football player. I was really good. I was the #1 running back in the country at 9 or 10. I stopped playing because I see my brothers playing basketball and I thought it looked more fun. He's hysterical.
I mean, he's comedy, man. He is mastering the one-liners.
Oh,
he's
great.
He's becoming the go-to for, you want a quote, you want something, let's go see what he has to say.
Oh, it's great stuff. Unbelievable. Anthony Edwards. He looks like he could play in the NFL.
Right.
I mean, if he played at Georgia while he played basketball and played football, I might say, yeah, he's got a shot. But come on, man. When he was 9, he was one of the best in the country.
Well, there was some ranking that said that. You know it was. As many rankings that they have out there, there's 100 rankings. You just call somebody, slide them $20 and say, come watch this kid. They say he's the best in the country. I haven't seen anybody else in any other part of the country.
Yeah. All right, CBS Sports did their expert picks and predictions for the upcoming season.
Okay.
All right. MVP. Who would you pick for MVP? I mean, that's hard.
Envy. I mean, those are.
All of them. All of them. These are, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8 people.
So.
3 of them have Luka. 5 of them have SGA.
Wow.
How about that?
I mean, that SGA. How about that? Shout out to the small market teams.
Wow.
That you just said that you just said SGA had 5 of the 8 votes.
Yeah. That's pretty amazing.
I mean, I think I couldn't even. There's so many good players. I think it's going to come down to also team success.
Hey, can we stop blowing the yard?
I mean, this is so rude.
Come on. We're doing a show over here. Not even a wave or nothing. Well, I love driving through your neighborhood, by the way, Brevin, because I waved to so many people today. And I initiated the wave. I didn't even let them wave first.
You waved first.
I waved first. They're like, oh, hey, there's that nice man in that big-ass truck.
He's so friendly. It's a friendly neighborhood that we have.
And then I hit the gas. It was awesome.
Well, I don't like that he's going to blow all that stuff onto my. That's all right. When it's time for me to clean my yard, you know what I do?
Huh. Blow it right on back.
Blow it right on back. So we got a little blowing battle. Hold on.
Hey.
Whoa, hold on. Pause. Hold on. Hold on now.
Yeah, we'll just edit that out.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Putting that on loop.
That's going to be our promo this week, probably. Defensive Player of the Year, all of them, all 8 of them. Victor Wembanyama, Defensive Player of the Year.
We lost him. He's gone.
Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah.
I can go with that.
You with me on that? Okay.
I got you on that one. I can go with that.
Rookie of the Year. This one's important.
Okay.
Reed Shepard got 3 votes.
People are really high on this kid.
And we'll see him on game 2.
Yeah, game 2. He was good. I just didn't. We'll see in game 2.
1 vote for Zachary Richachet.
I can't wait till we say his name in the game.
4 votes for Zach Edey.
So for as much, and I'm gonna say this,
Oh, it's coming back again. He's blowing.
And the Zach Edey, I'll let him blow. That's okay. I'm gonna talk over him.
Yeah.
The Zach Edey, to me, what it says is, as much as people are not talking about the Grizzlies, there is still some thought that this team is better than what people are not saying.
Yeah.
Because you're not just looking at Zach Edey and saying, "Oh, he's gonna be." He's really at the beginning. There's no option for our team. Like, it's not like he's a guy you're gonna throw the ball to time and time. To give him an opportunity to get numbers that will reflect. So what this is, his production is going to be meaningful to this team's success. That puts him in a position. That's why whenever people started talking about the beginning of the year, I was like, oh, y'all think this team is better than what they are, but y'all just not saying it. But these votes, that's when it gets said.
Yeah. 6th Man of the Year, we got a Malik Monk, Dante DiVincenzo with a couple, Monk with 3, Deuce McBride, Nas Reed.
I'm a Malik Monk and Nas Reed. Reed, shout out Jersey.
Shout out Jersey.
But Malik Monk is so fun to watch.
Yeah.
He is. I love his attitude. And he beats you downhill. He'll hit you in the head with 3s. He gonna talk shit. There's the whole. I like his game.
Coach of the Year, you got 2 for Mike Budenholzer, 1 for Kenny Atkinson, 1 for Ime Udoka, and 4 for Taylor Jenkins. What? Well, let me tell you something. If Zach Edey is the Rookie of the Year, you assume you're going to be really good, right? So.
I'm trying. Sometimes you gotta. People say chirp, 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 but it's just other subtle things you gotta pay attention. That says, maybe what you're thinking is not so far off base. because there's some other people out there that have some thoughts similar. They just want to go along with the masses.
Yeah, yeah. All right, the WNBA. Let's move on to the WNBA. How about that? 5-game series, Liberty win in overtime in Game 5. Lynx won by 2 in Game 4. Game 3, Sabrina hits the game winner with 1 second left. I mean, it was an amazing series. In Game 5, an exciting game, crappy played game, but an exciting game in Game 5.
The pressure, I think it was just, Game 5, shout out the fans.
How
in
about
both
that
arenas.
crowd? Yeah.
Holy cow, you talk about electric. And it was from beginning to, there was never a lull. You watch games and everybody gets excited and then all of a sudden there's like that lull. And because it's just not enough going.
Right.
There was never a lull. And I always say, when you can bring college atmosphere to professional sports, you got a winner. And that's what it was. Those were college atmosphere arenas, but for professional sports. So shout out to those fans and across the board, but just those 2 venues it was exciting. It was a lot of times where I just turned the TV up super loud just to feel the energy that they had in the buildings. And then the play on the floor, it was the games, the individual play, the team play, the physicality of being able to play through it was fun to watch. I hate that it ended the way that it did.
Yeah.
And first off, Minnesota blew their opportunities. Even when they went into overtime with the 5 turnovers, the amount of missed layups that they had and throughout that basketball game really did them in. But the other thing was, it was just, you miss a travel when Stewie catches the ball. And then I'm talking about, we have watched these ladies get beat up getting shots, going to the basket. And then all of a sudden now you blow this whistle at just a critical time. It was just, you wish it could have just finished out with them winning it in terms of making the shot or whatever, or an egregious foul. But even I say 5 seconds to take the ball out, and Minnesota still the catch and shoot 3 by McBride when she had been getting by Jones the entire game. And so it was a combination. I thought some calls that you missed a walk. That was blatant miss of the walk.
Yeah.
The second one you want to say is arbitrary, it's fine. But except Minnesota they missed their opportunities also. But for the product, for what it was fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was cool. It was a great series, fun series in the WNBA, and what caps off what was an incredible year in the WNBA, and a year that they hope they can really take off from and get even bigger, because this was a great year, and now the WNBA players have turned down this new CBA and opted out of the CBA. So we'll see what happens with that.
Well, shucks, they signed a big TV deal for the WNBA, like the NBA signed their deal, and so I think there's a big interest, and for those ladies, rightfully so. You better capitalize while the iron is hot.
Right.
Don't wait later on, or no, right now. Like this is the tip. This is the point where it continues to go, and they're like, we need to make sure that our interests are met where times are today, not where they were last year, 2 years ago, where it is today, and where it looks like it's going.
Tony Bennett leaves Virginia basketball. Says, I'm no longer the best coach to lead this program in the current environment, and he does it a week before practice starts. I mean, is practice started yet? Practice has already started.
Just before game. No,
before games start.
They've been practicing, but
Wow.
Tony said he looked down and was like, know what, man, I can't keep every day dealing with how much money you want.
And I want that guy to have the job.
Exactly. And so for now, and at this timing, y'all not really gonna try to find somebody else. But what you can do is you can find this guy right here. He's already in home. He's been here. He was my assistant head coach.
Yep.
There's a job. But you're gonna find more and more of these old school coaches, I think, in the climate of today's college sports, which is all just minor league sports. I don't even call it college sports anymore. And minor league sports, they're not ready for it.
Jim Boeheim. Where are you on Jim Boeheim, by the way?
I
Because I am not a fan.
I'm not a fan of Jim.
Okay, good. But he had a quote on Tony Bennett's retiring. He said, "We lost one of our great coaches solely because of the landscape that is college basketball. Our leadership has to stop focusing on how much money we can make and find a way to get the student athletes on board with an answer for NIL." I think coaches have just gotten to the point where it's like, this is ridiculous how much work I have to do.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking to myself, damn, you're getting paid a lot of money to say that's way too much work for you to have to do. So I'm not feeling sorry for none of them. Or Tony Bennett, lost a great. Tony Bennett, the tough job Tony Bennett has. Please. Tony Bennett's making a ton of money to have a tough job. So if it got harder and he's like, I'm out. Seriously?
Listen, man.
Serious?
Tony said, I'm not in the recruitment business and in the financial recruitment business.
Right.
It's a different world, but the problem is, I say it for anything. When you are greedy and something is so skewed one way, that when the alternative comes, then it's going to look so drastic.
Dude.
The same thing that happened in professional golf.
Yeah.
Like the PGA, you were hoarding so much money, and with the PGA not paying players enough, like giving them a base side, not doing all the things that they had talked about. So then here comes Liv, like, bro, we're just gonna get y'all throw money at them.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, you gonna do it for money? Yeah, shoot, y'all been making a lot of money for a long time, not really giving anybody any. And so now if there wasn't so much greed early on, maybe it wouldn't be to this extreme. But you are at the extreme for so long that it can only be another extreme at this point.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that at some point they got to find some happy medium in how this all transpires. But I'm with you. It's like I don't feel sorry. I don't feel sorry for any coach at this point.
World Series, man. We got Yankees and Dodgers. We got Shohei and Judge.
How about that, coast to coast? You couldn't have written that up any better.
Yeah, right?
Than to have the story. Gotta stop talking. The story have the storied franchises go up against one another.
Yeah.
And with big name like you and whenever you have these glitz and glamour teams, you gotta have those names. And you said they got two. You got two of the best.
Judge and Ohtani. That's
Yes.
gonna be fun. That doesn't start till Friday, which means there's not a lot to bet until then. There's some college football crappy games.
There's other things to do than betting out there. You can get out and play some golf, get some fresh air.
All right.
Not just sit in the house and bet.
We're getting on our first plane today of the season.
Yep.
What are you gonna watch?
I gotta finish. I'm finishing House of Dragon.
Oh.
I'm on season 2. I think I'm on like episode 5. And I don't know if it's either 8 or 10. But I'm finishing this series. I want to be done with it. It's one of those ones, it's like, it's just lingering now. I need to be done with it.
I'm gonna watch Dr. Odyssey.
What is that?
It's like The Love Boat. Don Johnson's in it.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Dr. Odyssey?
Yeah.
What is that on?
It looks terrible. It's on ABC. It literally looks like it's The Love Boat. I mean, they don't have a black bartender. That's the only difference.
What was his name?
Isaac.
Isaac was cool as hell. Isaac was cool as hell.
But Don Johnson is the cruise guy. He's
Julie?
And he's he's like what's his name? Dr. Stubing.
Oh,
wasn't that his name? Captain Stubing. Captain Stubing. And and then the doctor is from, God, what show is he from? He's from some terrible kid show that I watched. I mean, one of them Fox Party of Five crap shows. He's from there. I forget his name. And then and the doctor, he's the doctor. He's the doctor. He's the doctor on the ship, the Odyssey. It's the ship, and he's Dr. Odyssey. And it looks
I won't watch.
Horrendous, but I have to give it a shot.
I won't be
I gotta
looking
watch
over
a couple.
your
I'll give you a recap after the first couple episodes. We'll see if I still want to watch it or not, because it looks terrible. But but I'm gonna watch it because it might be so bad that it's actually good.
That's trash.
Yeah.
Dr. Odyssey.
If not, I'll
Usually,
have
I
to figure
mean-
something else out to watch on the way home.
The thing is, I usually at least know the name of the show. I might not have seen it, but that one right there, that caught me off.
Yeah. Check it out. I think it's on ABC. All right. Toasts?
I got toast.
Oh, okay.
I got toast. I want to toast the WNBA. All the players, the teams, everyone associated with the WNBA. It was a fantastic season.
Great year.
The influx of the new players, but also those vets that have been holding it down for a lot of years, they were able to be put on display even more this year. So shout out to the W. It was a lot of fun watching this year, and it wasn't great, but it was still exciting basketball this year. So
Shout out to
shout
the
out.
W. I got one as well. As we're recording this, tonight is the start of the NBA season.
Yep.
And I'm going to give a toast out to the NBA on TNT.
Yes.
We've talked about it already. It looks as though this is their last season
Yep.
that we will see them together. Looking forward to watching them and looking forward to another season starting with them because they are, I mean, hell,
It's the best show.
how long they've been together and how great that show has been. I mean,
It's the best show.
they're
gonna watch
they're
every
like
one.
us with the Grizzlies.
Exactly.
We hope.
Exactly.
We hope. We hope.
Exactly.
So shout out to the NBA on TNT people.
Yes.
All right. That's going to do it for the show here today. We are off on the road to Utah, to Houston, back home for Orlando, and then I don't know after that. That's all I know.
That's your line.
I am a week at a time.
I'm glad you didn't try to ask me because I'm about to go, we got Orlando at home.
I am. I'm a week at a time. Everybody's like, where are you going to be next Thursday? I have no idea.
But there's no what I hate when people do that. You know what I do. You can just look.
Just look at your
You can look it up.
schedule. Yeah.
You literally can look up.
you
and
know where I'm at.
You know where I am.
Yeah, you know where I'm at. I'll be in Utah tomorrow, people.
Tonight. We'll be in Utah tonight.
Tonight. And yeah. All right, that's going to do it for us here on the show. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. If you're listening, of course, you know you can catch us wherever you get your podcasts. And also, you need to know that you can also watch this podcast each and every week at the Bluff City Media YouTube channel. And just search Night Court and boom, you'll find it. And you can watch the podcast each and every week as well. For Brevin, I'm Fish. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you again next week here on Night Court.
Peace.
Thank you for listening to the Night Court podcast. If you enjoyed Rob and Brevin, hit that like button, subscribe to the Bluff City Media YouTube channel, and enjoy the content. We will see you back here next time.